In this tutorial, we are going to dive into the world of Excel and explore AND functions. This function is incredibly useful for making logical decisions based on multiple criteria. Whether you are a beginner or an Excel user, this video will help you understand and use the AND functions effectively. The AND function is a logical function that allows you to check whether multiple conditions are true or false. It returns true if all the conditions you specify the true and false if any of them are false. Okay, now let's move into and shows off the sentence, and I am gonna use this one to use the same or use the AND function. First here I use the if it is 0 is greater than or less than the 100, and I use here the AND function. Then first one I use the logic and I will say this will be just use this one, then use the 0, then close it, hit on the OK. So here got it the true. Then again if I say it will be the less than the 100, so here then got the true. Okay, now if I gonna make it the 101, so what happened, it gives up the false because it doesn't meet with this criteria. Okay, now let's move into the another example, and here I use the criteria, and this is the criteria 1 and criteria 2, and I use the result, and I want to find out the result according to the and with the AND functions, and also with nested with the if functions. Now here I use the if function and use the AND function, just right. Then first one I will say it will be less than or equal, and I will say the 0. Then again I will see here if this one, or it will just say the less than the 45, then the message will come, I will say the fail. Okay, then again I will use here the if function, then use the AND function, then I will repeat the all of this one according to our criteria. So let me use and write here. So here I will use the or, it will come of the logical. If it is the false, so it will come of the invalid. I will just write here the invalid in all right this one, then close it with the parenthesis. Now again use the parenthesis. Now when I press now, you can see it gives a result according to our data set. Okay, so this way you can easily and combine the nested with the AND function, then you can get the this kind of result. Now if I gonna want to use the rest of data, just dragging down, and here we get the result according to our criteria. Okay, so that is for today's tutorial. The AND functions is a powerful tool for making logical decision in Excel. By understanding its sentence and the application, you can analyze the data more effectively, streamline your workflow, and make data driving decision with confidence. So thank you for watching. Hello everyone. In today's tutorial, we are diving into one of Excel laser no function that can be incredibly useful, the cell functions. Okay, so and today I am going to show you how to use the cell functions. First thing first, what exactly is the cell function? Well, so it's a unique and somewhat understand function in Excel that allow you to retype information about cell formatting, locations or content It's like a Swiss army knife for sales information. Okay, so now let's break down the sentence of the cell function. So it look like, if I gonna type here the cell functions and use here, then the first one, and there is the argument, and it's the info type. This is a required argument that specified the type of cell information you want to retype. Then the next argument is the references, and references is an optional argument that represent the cell you want to inspect. If omitted, it default to the cell where the formula is located. Okay, now let's understand and let's move into the example. Here I use the info type and I want to use here the cell functions in there. So you use the equal with the cell. Then here, if I use the info cell and select this one, close it and hit on the OK. Now here we got it. So cell is addresses in the C5 in there. Now if I gonna me dragging down, now you can see here we got the different cell style, like the first one, and this is the B2. It's the color, it's give the result is color 0. As usual, the content is 0. Now, and instead of this one, if I say it will be the overall, then hit. Before that, I'm gonna use, let me undo it again, and if I gonna use this one instead of this one, then use this one the reference and hit on the OK. Now we have got it, this is the content. So we have explored the cell functions, its syntax and practical example. Thanks for watching. Welcome back. In today's Excel tutorial, we are going to dive into a very useful Excel function, row. This function is essential tools for data manipulation and can make your Excel task much more efficient. So whether you are a beginner or an experienced user, stick around and let's learn how to make the most out of the row function. The first, we are going to try to understanding the row functions. The row functions in Excel return the row number of a specific cell range of cells. It's a simple, but this scenario will cover few, like we will use the row functions. So the basic sentence of the row function is quite straightforward. So it has only one argument which is optional, and if I type here the row in there and here it say the reference, so this argument specify the cell or range of cell for which you want to get the row number. If you omit this argument, it will return the row number of the cell in which the formula is entered. And if I use here the like this one, then close it, hit on the OK. Now here you got it, the row number is 5, and if I try use it, and you can now see this is the row number in font. Okay, so this way you can easily find out the row number by selecting the cell. And if I use here the again the row functions, then use the parenthesis this one, then if I select it on several lines, then close it, and here we got it the 6. Even we selected the manage row, but it takes from this one, so from here it gives you the row number in there. So there is for today's tutorial how to use the row function in Excel. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video.